Hey gang, today is Monday and it is time for my life with MS. This is the one show I do every week, every Monday now, talking about multiple sclerosis. So if you're looking for the comic book stuff, look at all the other videos, but on Mondays, I put these out for my friends that are dealing with multiple sclerosis, people that follow me that have multiple sclerosis issues in their life, and it also helps with my advocacy and stuff like that, helping others with multiple sclerosis understand certain things or hear about things that are out there or going on or things they could do to possibly help with their issues or anything like that. So definitely don't watch this video if you're looking for the fun stuff. This, this is the medical stuff. I only do it one day a week, and I don't post it as a video to tell all my followers. So if you're following the MS videos, then you gotta keep an eye out for them yourself. Look them up in my Life with MS page on my YouTube channel. I have plenty of videos in there for that. And other than that, I only got a half cup of coffee. Kind of bummed about that. I didn't make a fresh pot. Uh, my eyes, I don't know if my videos shrunken down right now, so I can't tell, but when I was starting, they were really puffy and pretty beat up looking. But yeah, the wife did some research, and I think it's been like this for the past week or so. And it's been driving me nuts. Uh, very blurry vision, very puffy vision. Uh, just eyes hurt by nighttime. But she found some stuff on there. If you're running fans and stuff, they're constantly hitting you in the face. It can do things to mess with your eyes. So I'm hoping that's what's going on. I did finally make an appointment for my yearly eye exam. So I got that coming up. They couldn't get me in there till I want to say September, mid to late September. But even the eye doctors are backed up and behind schedule. Uh, but other than that, just the walking gait issues as usual, the all over body pain, fatigue, all that wonderful stuff that we deal with. Uh, remember that I am just reading what people have sent me, look over different things that come to me, and I give my opinion about stuff, but don't take any of my stuff medically. If there's anything you want to try, want to do, want to talk to a medical professional about, talk to your medical staff and find out if it's something that you should be doing. I just go over stuff that I've gotten over the years from different MS companies and other people dealing with MS and stuff like that, or stuff I found all over the internet doing talking about who knows what. But yeah, always talk to your medical staff before you try anything that I've mentioned. Uh, up this morning to a nice dark, gloomy day. I like days like this. I can get a lot of stuff done inside the house, even though I was supposed to mow the lawn today, but that can wait for another day. I still want to get like a truck full of dirt, a dump truck full of driveway gravel in here, so I can level things out, make it better, make my fire pit area nicer, and all that stuff. But until then, I will deal with what I got. I gotta do some tree trimming this week and stuff too. So I'd really like to have a couple bonfires this week or next weekend. See what happens. Get rid of as much of the areas for the ticks to hide as possible. Haven't had any more since those 2 days that I had ticks on me, but thankfully I haven't seen any more since then. Other than that, just the same old. Just trying to get through life with as little pain and problems as possible. Got a lot of work to do on this house, and it's getting done just a tiny bit at a time. It would be nice to have a few days or a week of no pain, no fatigue, just bust it out, get it done type of energy would be so nice, but that's not going to happen. So, I suppose let's see what we can talk about. I don't know if I feel like doing a whole hour show today. We will see how far we go. I do have some stuff on tinnitus. My tinnitus the other night was so bad. It was like a town tornado whistle going off. It was so loud in my head. And I could not break it, settle it down using headphones, all that stuff. It wasn't gonna mellow out at all the other night. Don't know what would have set it off. It's not like I've had too much weird stuff around me that sound wise or anything that might have aggravated the tinnitus, but yeah. Let's see. Does anyone have Morse code tapping in the ear? One member asked. Feels like my ear muscle has gone into spasm, hence the Morse code sound, which is driving me nuts. And so, yeah, they just that constant ee. It's just like right now it's at a very light solid type ringing in my ear. Mellower, not that bad. I can actually hear myself talk without it going, it overpowering what I'm trying to hear. Uh, that does happen. It does get so loud where I can't hear what people are saying. Coffee's cold fast, and I'm not gonna give it up. That's the only cup I got today, so and I'll probably make another pot when I get up to start doing some stuff after this video. Uh, Tinnitus occurs when the brain perceives a sound coming from inside your head or your ear. Tinnitus symptoms include a repetitive sound, similar to the tapping resembling Morse code mentioned by members. It could also manifest as whistling, buzzing, whooshing, screeching, and ringing. The majority of the times, it's more like a ring or a screech in my ears or a whistle, but very annoying. Uh, Most tinnitus in people with MS is caused by demyelinating damage to the brainstem. Demyelination is the process of one's autoimmune system wearing away at the fatty protective sheathing called myelin surrounding our nerves. Just eats away at it, so our signals go where they aren't supposed to. They go shooting out the holes and all over the place instead of going to our body parts that we want the signals to go to. Tinnitus and MS also may be caused by ear muscle or eardrum spasms that affect the small bones in and around the ear. This type of tinnitus is called middle ear myoclonus, MEM, and it occurs rarely. In MEM, bones in the middle ear contact repeatedly, which creates a clicking sound. I don't have a clicking sound in mine. Mine's that ring. It's actually, since we started talking about it, has gotten a little bit louder. It's just, I think it's mainly because I've had it for, I want to say, since my 20s. Yeah, I'm sure concerts and running a 350-ton metal press, punching holes in metal and stuff, running the flame cutters, all that other tool and die stuff I ran, that was not helpful for my ears over the years. But other causes of tinnitus may include an ear infection, a blockage in the ear like excessive earwax, close exposure to very loud noise like an explosion or excessively loud music, hearing loss that has damaged the small hairs inside the ear, cilia, certain medications taken for conditions other than MS, trauma or injury to the head or neck, various tumors, neuromas, and Meniere's disease can also cause tinnitus. Always good to go see an audiologist, get your ears tested. They'll tell you basically if you got tinnitus that there's nothing you can really do about it. Use headphones, stuff like that. Other noises to kind of confuse it, maybe get it to block it, mellow it out. But if it's caused by underlying conditions other than MS, then dealing with that condition could reduce your symptoms. You may need to treat an ear infection, remove earwax that is blocking the ear canal, use hearing aids to help with hearing loss, change your medication, or undergo treatment for a head or neck injury that is affecting your ears. Medications that have been used for tinnitus is alprazolam, amitriptyline, clonazepam, nortriptyline, and oxazepam. I think I used amitriptyline. Didn't see no difference with my tinnitus, at least, but I probably didn't know I was taking it for that. Clonazepam specifically has helped people who have MEM and MS, though it doesn't help in all cases. Your doctor can help you manage these medications along with your MS medications. Sound therapy uses natural occurring sounds to help suppress the tinnitus you experience. Noise or music suppression could both work for tinnitus that doesn't go away, but you can mask it with more pleasant sounds. I used to go to bed every night listening to podcasts in a little headset thing that would sometimes help mellow the loudness of the tinnitus and let me fall asleep, because there are a lot of nights where it gets so loud that you're just listening to it and you're just laying there wishing you could fall asleep. There's surgical options for last resorts that you can look into. There's therapy, forms of therapy can help you learn to manage the condition so it doesn't negatively impact your mental health. And it's like, yeah, you're hearing the things that you're going to probably hear it a lot of at therapy from just what I'm talking about. But it's always good to do therapy for different issues. And it just, not only does it get you to do it more, whereas we all know we're slackers. the majority of us. I know there's a couple out there that are go-getters, but they may drive us nuts, but it would be nice to be that type of person if it works. Uh, but yeah, it's there's so many different things you can try. Just talk to others that are dealing with it, see what they're trying to do and what has worked for them. Compare your stuff. See if there's any things that might catch your ears and make you want to try. And you can talk to your doctor staff about giving it a shot or something like that. Uh, this is how I didn't know it was how to decide on relapse and remitting MS treatments, but they have 14 questions to ask your neurologist. I wanted to see if there was any that I should ask mine. I think my appointment's coming up in about 2 months finally. It's only been a year and a half or so since I seen my MS neurologist last. And I know he's not going to give me anything. He's not going to tell me anything. Anything I mention to him, he's going to be, yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. It's like, thanks. I'll just live my life like I've been for the last 30, 40 years and just keep suffering away with these issues. You don't have to help me fix them or anything. Just be there to take my money every time I come and see you so you can tell me that you don't want to do anything I want to try, even though I've put my mind and thoughts into it 100% over many, many years. Research, studied items, and then I bring them to my doctor. Such a nice guy. Let's see here. And consider certain things about your treatment. How do you prefer to take take disease modifying therapies, DMTs? You got your choices between orally, which I believe are stronger medications, injecting at home, which I believe is the mildest medication. But the injections had some of the most side effects. I mean, the puffing of the skin, the hardening of the skin, the red hot areas and stuff like that. Had so many of those issues with the injections. But orally, it kind of like just it wiped out your system, but it was trying to give your body a chance to rebuild and be a little bit better off. But there are different types of oral medications. I only did Mavenclad. My injection was only Copaxone. And then by IV, which I preferred, was my Ocrevus. I preferred that until I did Mavenclad. I'm very happy I did Mavenclad. Didn't do shit for me the first year. Second year it did. But the Ocrevus intravenous injections, if you listen to my podcast before, they screwed up my medication. Didn't have it there at the hospital for me on the day that I went. This happened multiple times where forms went to the wrong person or forms weren't filled out by my doctors. And I didn't get the medication I needed at the right time. So my body just fell apart from the delays waiting to get the intravenous solutions again. But yeah, take those into consideration because you're going to have to take it. So, do you want to inject yourself every day or every other day? You want to go and get an infusion once every 3 months? You want to take a medication, a pill that you might only have to take 2 weeks out of the year? And there's other pills too. I can't speak on those behalves because I only doing blood. What is your preferred dosing schedule for taking a DMT? That's what we were just talking about. You want to do it daily, weekly, once every few weeks, as infrequently as possible. Any dosing schedule that you're up for. Benefit versus risk. You should always talk to your doctor about that. Look at the side effects, see what's up with them, see what the positives are, and definitely talk to your medical staff. Do you want newly available drugs or log DMTs that have been out there for a while? Are you willing to risk something that's new? Most of the new stuff, when it comes out, at least in America, I think it has to go through like 12 to 15 years of research before it gets okayed by the FDA. So we pretty much got a good run on the items before we get them. 'Cause it's like Mavenclad, I wanted, well, it was still in Europe. It wasn't allowed in the US yet. And then a couple of years later, it came, and I'm like, yeah, I want to try it. I had it offered to me. Uh, what possible side effects are you going to deal with depending on the different type of treatment that you're taking? Do you have trouble sticking with your current treatment plan? And is there any problems with injections or infusions or pills that you've dealt with in the past? I'll let your doctor know about that. Let's see. Those are just some concepts. Now let's look at what they have for questions to ask. For my current treatment plan, number 1, is my current DMT effectively treating my MS? Can you explain how to determine this? Yeah, you definitely want to know if it's working, if it's doing anything. Can you recommend ways to overcome challenges I face in taking my treatment? Let them know any side effects, any problems you're having, even the injection site reactions and stuff like that. And there's so many things that I dealt with the injections and the infusions, but not with the pills. So I experienced side effects associated with my DMT. Can you recommend ways to prevent or manage them? Which we just basically talked about. What strategies do you recommend for managing my MS symptoms? I know probably bring up different types of therapies, physical therapy, language therapy, all kinds of different therapies are out there for the different issues. If you're switching DMTs, these next couple questions, could I benefit from switching to a different DMT? Why or why not? Always a good question to ask. Mention ones that you've heard about people having some better results with and see what your neurologist says if it's something that would work for you or not. If you don't think I should switch treatments now, should we set a time in the future to discuss it again? All right, now with considering a new DMT, why do you think a new DMT may be more effective than my current treatment? You always want to find out what options are coming from the new meds and stuff like that, and what's the reason to getting rid of your old medication. Uh, what are the potential benefits and risks of switching to this treatment? You always wanted to look into the side effects and all that stuff. Will I need a washout period to get my current treatment out of my system before beginning the new DMT? Is my risk of an MS flare higher during the washout period? That's a good question because a lot of DMTs, a lot of people that are on infusions will complain about a crap gap. I went through it. I feel that we should actually, instead of going 3 months between infusions, it should be more like 2.5. So it feels like those last couple of weeks, your body is emptied out of the medication and you start having some little things happening. So we got to take that into consideration and then cleaning your system out, finishing that drug out of your body before you start new ones. I would assume would be a thing with most medication. What is my personal risk of developing rare but serious side effects with this treatment? Those are all things you'll find out when your doctor's explaining them. to you and going over the side effects and everything. How and how often will my risk of serious side effects be monitored while I'm taking the treatment? Again, a thing you will go over with your doctor. Usually, what are the most common side effects of this treatment? How long are they likely to last? Is there anything I can do to avoid or manage them? How long will it be before my new treatment begins taking effect? And which treatments does my healthcare plan cover? I know, sir. All good things to know because you don't want to get stuck with a $75,000 bill all of a sudden for an infusion treatment. And this stuff is not cheap. So definitely talk to others, talk to your doctors, try and come up with any questions that you have and write them all down because you'll forget them when you get to the doctor appointment, more than likely, at least. But yeah, look into how MS affects your mental health, how to tell whether my MS is progressing, how to tell whether my medication is working, how to improve my symptoms, how to improve my quality of life, whether changes to how I eat and exercise might help with MS, how to get help paying for multiple sclerosis medication, new symptoms you're experiencing, whether it's time to switch medications, and then things like, does it lessen symptoms? How can I tell whether it's working? How often do I need to take it? How do I take it? By mouth, injecting, or infusion? Is financial assistance available? Does it slow progressions? How effective is it? Does my insurance plan cover it? What are the side effects? Can I take it at home? What tests or checkups are required? A lot of questions you can come up with, but write them down so you have them when you do go see your neurologist. You don't have to worry about it. Scientists finally figure out why urine is yellow. Curious. I'm guessing because of certain things in our body, certain metals and stuff being flushed out of our system. Researchers have discovered a new enzyme, bilirubin, bilirubin reductase, that gives urine its yellow cover. Yellow cover, yellow color. I'm out of coffee. I can't talk no more. These findings could help better understand the connection between the gut and health issues like jaundice and inflammatory bowel disease. Learning more about bilirubin reductase will help in understanding the breakdown of bilirubin and how it affects other bodily systems. Urine color can change due to hydration, diet, and medication, but among the average healthy person, it's a shade of yellow. Uh, Researchers have finally uncovered a long-standing mystery: what leads to the yellow cover or color. I can't speak now that I finished my coffee. What the hell? Researchers have found that an enzyme called bilirubin reductase, BILR, is what gives urine its yellow cover. Yellow color. Why do I keep saying cover? These results could be used to help study the links between the gut microbiome and health conditions such as jaundice and inflammatory bowel disease. Your blood cells turn into a pigment. It gets into golf. Now I'm saying golf instead of gut. What's going on? I was perfectly fine till I quit drinking coffee. Wow. Urine color can indicate a variety of health issues with patients. Yellow or dark yellow urine may indicate that a person is not adequately hydrated. Red urine usually indicates blood in the urine, which may be associated with kidney stones, enlarged prostate, urinary infections, UTIs, bladder cancer, or kidney cancer. Definitely talk to your doctor about that if you're dealing with that. Females, I guess, don't have the pain associated with UTIs like we do. At least when I was caretaker for my mom, she could go a year with one and no one would know if nobody checked on her. But I checked on her regularly, and pretty much every year she ended up going in for a UTI. Some liver dysfunctions can also be related to red urine. Brown urine may also reflect either a liver dysfunction or the presence of old blood in the urinary tract. So, yeah, be careful with that. And scientists say they have figured out why urine is the color yellow. They report the enzyme bilirubin reductase is responsible for giving urine its yellow hue. These results may be useful in learning more about the gut microbiome and health conditions such as bowel disease, which we said all these 3 times. The more scientists learn about bilirubin reductase, the more they will understand how bilirubin breaks down in the body and its health implications. So, yeah. The more you research something, the more you learn about it. Don't have to be a doctor to figure that out. All right. Let's see. They got some breakfast parfaits, but I don't really promote breakfast parfaits because what we find out is a lot of things are just wasted sugars. But they have ones like a blackberry parfait, a plum, almond, and yogurt parfait. That one's got kiwi and stuff in it too, and looks good. Yeah, strawberry and ricotta parfait. Yeah. I don't like fruit and cheese. I don't know what it is. It grosses me out. Tahini, honey, and banana parfait. That one looks good. And just punch it in these words that I'm saying. You can punch it in your computer and get a recipe if you're looking for it. But I'm not big on promoting these because if you're using fresh fruits and stuff, those fruits have already broken down into bad sugars. I like using the frozen fruits. The pear, ginger, and almond parfait. That sounds good in the fall for pear season. Orange pistachio parfait. Interesting. They have pistachio on a few of those. I've noticed pistachios sitting on the top of the parfait. Yeah, I'm not a big proponent of those because you think you're eating healthier, and then you find out that you're just eating more sugary crap that's from an item that should be better for you. And the last thing we're going to talk about, let's see here, is some leg exercises with our gait issues, see if they have any beneficial ones. They got the back squat, which you basically put an arm behind, or arm, a bar, a towel, or something behind the head that you hold on to with both hands, and then just do some squats. There's a front squat where you can have the bar, towel, or weights in front of you, basically up by your neck that you're holding while you do a front squat, a normal squat, and they're all normal squats. A Romanian deadlift where you got a bar and you're just basically bending over and lifting it up, bending at the waist. And then you got the same thing but with the bar behind your head and you're just bending over basically to about a 90-degree angle and then back up. They got walking lunges you can do. They got reverse lunge where you put your leg back, stand with your legs side to side and your arms bent in front of you, but you just step back with one leg and squat down or lunge down. There's the lateral lunge where you're basically stepping to the side and lunging. There's the step up where you step up on a step or a box or something that's secure that you can just bring one leg up while your other leg sits on top of the item. Glute bridge where you lay on your back with your knees bent and you're just lifting your buttocks up in the air. Or is that hip thrust? That's their hip thrust. You're kind of like using a chair or a bench or something to put your hands behind your head and put your shoulders back on the bench, and then knees bent and lifting your butt from the ground up. There's a goblet squat where you're holding something in your hand and you're just doing squats. Leg press, leg curls, Bulgarian split squat. That's a tricky one because you stand upright with one foot behind you upside down on a chair and you're just squatting down while you're holding your hands like this in front of you. But yeah, I ain't doing that. I'm gonna end up on the ground doing that. Single leg deadlift, you basically have weights in your hands and you're bending over and lifting one leg behind you. But yeah, those are all different leg related options that you could try out. Any of those with your exercise routine. I believe everybody should build a routine that they enjoy, a routine that their body enjoys, and you're not overdoing it that way, and you're actually going to get more days of working out if you have a routine that you can enjoy that's simple and good half hour of something thrown together every day would be great, or at least 5 days a week. But see what you can do. Lots of stuff on the that you can research on the internet. So always find something to work with. Uh, Other than that, I don't feel like going through any more stuff today. Don't have anything next to me that I have to go through and talk about. But we will see what happens with the rest of the next couple weeks. See what happens. We're supposed to have a cool down finally, and that is a good thing because then I can get some tree trimming done, get some work done outside without my body shutting down. And I got the storage shed half empty, still got half to go. But coming home from trying to go visit Ma the other day, and I drove a half hour up there, and I hear something hitting the ground, dragging every now and then. So I basically thought I had a piece of exhaust that fell down, and I just figured I'd try and make it home, and then I'll deal with it. And so I drove a half hour back home to find out that the strap on my gas tank broke. So my gas tank that I just filled luckily wasn't leaking, but the strap itself was hitting the road, and I'm sure it was sparking underneath there. If the gas can would have been empty, that would have been a very interesting trip back home. But thankfully, it didn't leak, puncture no holes in anything, and I got the new straps are ordered, and I'll probably get a call later today or tomorrow with the truck done. But then I went out to the car today, and the electronic locks don't work. The electronic window on the passenger side's disconnected, has to be fixed, and my brakes are going. So that's going to be a spendy little spendy little trip to the shop, but I'll drop that car off when I pick up the truck, which hopefully won't be too bad since it was just the two straps. Hopefully I'll get that for under $150, and then the brakes I worry about because I charge for calipers, discs, and all that stuff. So we'll see what happens. But I don't know why I got on that rant. But we will be back with more of these next week and the weeks to come. So keep taking care of yourself. Kick the shit out of the monster. Talk to other like-minded people, and hopefully you can work with your medical staff. And we'll talk to you again soon. Keep following under the Call Love MS. Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, give us those likes, leave a comment, and I'll comment back. All right. Take care, everybody.